HBN, Helping Hearts Broadcasting Network.
Now listen to this. Whether you believe you can or you can't, you are right. Because the body can only achieve what the mind believes. Now those are not my words, but those are the words of Henry Ford and Napoleon Hill. But that is not what I want to share with you this morning. What I really want to share with you this morning is something that I came across that is very interesting. I came across a theme titled Running Away from the Spirit of Jeshurun. Now, to those who are members of the Anglican Church, that is the Diocese of Mount Kenya South, you know what I mean. The theme for this month is Running Away from the Spirit of Jeshurun. Now, in order for us to understand what this spirit of Jeshurun is, allow me to go into the text for this theme. Deuteronomy chapter 32 from verse 15 to 22. That is a text that guides this theme for this month. Before I do that, the book of Deuteronomy is a very interesting book, more so because this is the fifth book of the Bible, and this is a book that was written by Moses. As a matter of fact, Moses is credited to have written the first 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Now, these first books of the Bible are known in Hebrew as the Torah. The Hebrew word Torah literally means instructions or writings. The Greek equivalent is the word Pentateuch. The word penta means 5. So the first 5 books of the Bible are written by Moses. Every book of the Bible has a theme, and more so these first 5 books each has a theme. For example, the theme or the message behind the book of Genesis is what? Creation. When you study the book of Genesis, it talks to us about how the world began. The book of Exodus has a theme as well, and the predominant theme in the book of Exodus is departure, because it chronicles or details how God delivered the Israelites out of Egypt. Likewise, the book of Leviticus has a theme, and the predominant theme is what? Holiness, because God is speaking to the children of Israel, and more so telling them that they should live a consecrated life, a separated life. The book of Numbers is not different. There is a theme to it, and the predominant theme in this book is what? The wilderness, or rather how the children of Israel journeyed from Mount Sinai all the way to the land of promise. Last but not least, the book of Deuteronomy has a theme as well, and basically the book of Deuteronomy's theme is what? Renewal, or remembering the covenant. Because in this book, Moses again is laying emphasis on the importance for the Israelites to show loyalty and commitment to the commandments of God. So Deuteronomy 32 from verse 15 to verse 17, the verse literally says, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, the Bible says, "But Jeshurun was soon overfed, he was fat, bloated, and in plenty, and forsook his God." This is the New Living Translation. "And he shrugged away the rock of his salvation. Israel began to follow foreign gods, and Jehovah was very angry. He was jealous of his people because they sacrificed to heathen gods." Now let me point this. Other translations start off by saying Jeshurun, but actually that word Jeshurun literally means Israel. It's very important for you to understand that. So God, rather Moses, is speaking to the children of Israel and saying to them that you are overfed, you were bloated, you were in plenty, and you forsook your God. You shrugged away at the rock of your salvation. You began to follow foreign gods. And God was very angry. He was jealous. Why? Because you were sacrificing to other heathen gods. So in our text, clearly, it shows that Moses is warning the children of Israel against idolatry. And I want you to notice that, because this is very important. Because the spirit of Jeshurun, so to speak, is the spirit that plagued the children of Israel. It's the spirit of idolatry. When you are fed, when you are clothed, when all is going well in your life, you forget your God. And that is exactly what is happening here. Moses is telling them, when you're fed, when you're bloated, when everything is okay, you forget the rock of your salvation and you start to worship idol gods. Idolatry. Now, what is idolatry? Idolatry is the worship of other gods, strange gods, foreign gods. So, in essence, that means that an idol, therefore, is anything or anyone that takes the place of God in your life. An idol is anything or anyone that takes the place of God in your life. So, in the next few minutes, I want to briefly share with us some of the modern form of idols that we should be running away from, because again, the theme is running away from the spirit of Jeshurun, which is the spirit of idolatry. What are some of the modern form of idols that we should be wary of? The first is what I call vanity. What is vanity? Vanity is a form of self-centeredness. Someone who is vain is someone who only thinks about themselves. When you become obsessed with how you look, you're obsessed with your appearance, you're obsessed with your image, you become vain. That's what we call vanity. And vanity is a form of self-worship. Yes, it is. And there are so many people who are practicing this form of idolatry. You're so consumed with yourself, so consumed with your appearance, with your looks, that you forget about God. Because again, an idol is anything or anyone that takes the place of God. When you spend too much time on how you look, as opposed to the amount of time you spend with God, then you become vain. And the world today is glorifying vanity. You don't need to look far. When you look at what is happening in the world today, especially when it comes to the entertainment arena, so many celebrities have become vain. Vanity, the way they dress, the amount of hours they spend in front of their camera taking selfies of themselves. That is vanity. You become a vain person. You matter. I mean, you're so concerned with how you look. You're so concerned with what people think about you. You become a vain person. And you may not know it, but that is a form of idolatry. It's a modern form of idolatry because it is self-idolatry. You're only obsessed about how you look. The other form of idolatry we have is what? People have become what? Lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. And I'm going to give you a verse on this particular point, because 2 Timothy chapter 3 from verse 1 to 5, I'm going to read its entirety, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation. Listen to what Paul says. But know this, that in the last days difficult times will come. Why? For men will become lovers of self, lovers of money, boasters, proud, verbally abusive, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, savage, haters of God, betrayers, reckless, proud, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. Did you see that? The love for pleasure is a form of idolatry. The love for pleasure is a form of idolatry. When you're so consumed with gratifying your own appetites to the point whereby you don't even take time to spend time with God, then pleasure becomes an idol. We are living in an age where people are obsessed with making themselves feel good. We are obsessed with deriving pleasure from natural and unnatural means. People have become lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. That is a form of idolatry. Yes, it is. Because true Christianity is about sacrifice, being selfless. When you walk with God, you realize one of the things that God deals with is the appetites of the flesh. Yeah, the appetites of the flesh, the desires of the flesh. You need to get to a point whereby your love for God is superseding, it supersedes the love for pleasure. It is as simple as that. Christianity is about sacrifice, it is about discipline. Paul says, I put my body under subjection, lest when I have preached, I myself become a cast away. So you have to carry the cross, so to speak. You have to carry the cross, because it is by carrying the cross that the flesh is crucified. The appetites of the flesh are crucified. So when you become a lover of pleasure more than a lover of God, then pleasure becomes your idol. Because we said an idol is anything or anyone that replaces God in your life. Anything or anyone that takes the place of God becomes an idol. So the love for pleasure is a modern form of idol. Yes, it is. Another modern form of idol I want to talk about a little bit is entertainment. I mean, look at what is happening. Nowadays, we have TV on demand. Netflix has allowed us to have TV on demand. I can binge watch on programs and dramas and movies for as long as I want. We are so obsessed with being entertained. Oh, you're not listening to what I'm saying. So obsessed with entertainment. So obsessed with entertainment that entertainment has robbed us of our time with God. People no longer take time to spend time with God. People no longer have personal devotion. Why? Because you need to rush and watch the latest series. You need to rush and watch the latest movie. So entertainment can become an idol. Pleasure can become an idol. And yes, vanity can become an idol. There are many forms of idols, but I just want to deal with those three because many people don't understand that that is idolatry. Yeah, when you become a lover of pleasure, when you become so consumed with entertainment, you spend most of your time in front of the screen. That is a form of an idol. Do you know there are people when they wake up in the morning, the first thing they do is to grab their phone? There are people who throughout the day, they will be distracted from their work, distracted from their tasks because they have to keep on scrolling the phone. All of us are guilty of that. But if it is left unchecked, it becomes a form of idolatry. Anything or anyone that takes the place of God in your life is an idol. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Now, what is the opposite of that? What is the opposite of idolatry? Listen to this. Exodus chapter 20 from verse 2 to 3, God tells us categorically, He says, you shall have no other gods before me. You shall have no other gods before me. God is a jealous God, and God is not willing to share you with anyone. It is either God or nothing at all. So we have to be willing to cut off these idols. Yes, this modern form of idols. Because you shall have no other God before me. Now listen to what Jesus says in Matthew chapter 22 and verse 36. I love this. He says, the first and the greatest commandment is love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. Woo, did you hear that? God is first place. He must take first place. And there's nothing that should take second place. I don't have time to talk about other form of idols, modern form of idols. Food has become an idol. Yes, it has. Food has become an idol. There are people who today cannot go on a fast, whether it is a 6 to 6 fast or 1 meal fast. There are people who are obsessed with food, that they cannot go without food. And do you know a lot of eating is what is fueling what we call lifestyle diseases? Did you know that, such as like diabetes, type 2 diabetes? So again, if we allow these things to take control of our lives, they become a god. But God is reminding us in His word that we should love him with all our heart, mind, and soul. And again, Exodus says, you shall have no other gods before me. So this is a very interesting theme I came across. Running away from the spirit of Jeshurun. Because Jeshurun, of course, is the word translated Israel. And in the context of our verse, Paul, or rather Moses, is talking to them or warning them against the danger of idolatry. So run away from the spirit of Jeshurun, which is a spirit of idolatry. I hope this word has been a blessing to you. As always, I love you and I'm praying for you. But until next time, God bless you.
Teaching, training, coaching,